Back for more, warriors. This ain't your cozy corner. This is Crusade with me. Episode 110. And we're picking up from episode 33's Inferno. Today, we scorch complacency. We torch digital sedation. We unleash holy outrage for our children and grandchildren's minds. Their resilience, their souls. Inspired by Steven Bartlett's seismic truths from the Diary of a CEO, we're blending brain science with spiritual transcendency. The fire's lit. Let's burn. Hello, my queen. How are you? Gorgeous as always.
This isn't a cozy corner.
I'm sorry, what was that?
This isn't a cozy corner.
No? No?
I always like to thought it was.
No, I don't. Cozy corners are good sometimes. And look, I got to give a shout out because something came up last night that we might be putting out a bonus episode this week, right?
Yes, I got a text last night
Yes.
from the oldest granddaughter.
Sweet Pea, my Sweet Pea.
Yes, and she said, since we're coming out tomorrow, can we do our podcast? Because we had talked about this back, I don't know.
Months and months ago.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the year, they were going to come out, and she asked if she could do an episode with us. And so at that time, we had kind of come with, and she wants to do it with me, which
Right.
I am very nervous and uncomfortable doing. But, you know, when she asked, I'm like, oh, well, I'll do it. But so we had come up with a little, question and answer for her.
Right.
Kind of thing. And they weren't able to come at that time for whatever reason. And so we
Probably a horse show, but who knows?
Yeah, because she's our equestrian gal, so we have one somewhere, and so she texted me that last night, and I'm like, well, yeah, we can do that. So we'll.
I'm excited.
I
am excited.
We'll get that together, and we'll throw a little bonus episode.
Couple of
out
my
there.
favorite girls.
A couple of So yeah, and
I have several.
We're excited because again, as a refresher, three of the Fab Five moved away, and so
It's only 1,600 miles or whatever it is. I have no idea. I got to
think it's
plug there.
1,245 to be exact.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you
it's
know.
a 17-hour drive,
Right.
which we won't be making. We'll fly. And you've already been looking. They hadn't even made it there, and you were already looking at flights. So
Well, I was looking at like American and Delta, and you're looking at like Allegiant.
Well, because they fly local, but yeah, and you were looking in October, and I'm like, we are not ever, ever, ever going in September or October ever again to that stage because we have been blocked out of there
By hurricanes.
Right. So,
Right.
Yep, not going to happen. So, yes, looking forward to some lovey loves today.
Absolutely.
And I hope you notice that I have now in the studio / bedroom have moved all the pictures of the Fab Five, which is coincidental for today. I didn't know that at the time, but I put all the Fab Five up here. Well, I'm sorry,
There's
the Fab Four.
Four.
Well, yeah, I know.
We don't have a picture of the Earth Angel.
I tried to print one out on the printer, and that didn't work. So I've got to get that done and get.
Or newsflash, Southwest Florida folk, we need a frame-worthy picture of Earth Angel.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Quit spending they've been there not even a week tomorrow. Yeah. And they're already off attending the Young Republican
Convention or something.
Whatever he's off doing. But get a picture.
He did explain to me about running security, and now I fully understand. He was not technically. He just happened to.
He told me that. Yeah.
He just happened to, and then the head of security talk to him, and it's like, hey, I noticed. Thank you. And
Well, I think when
that's
you've
what he'd
been ex-military
he
doing
did.
what he
Well,
did.
that's what he
yeah.
did. That's what he did, right? So
Yeah.
anyway,
Did he didn't happen to tell him was part of SEAL Team 47.
yeah, that was your made up Navy for moms. Anyway. Well, look, we dive deeper today. We're going to dive deeper than we've probably done on any episode. And this is just not a recap, but part 2 of the episode about what's good, and then don't give me that garbage. And I kind of went on a little bit of a tirade about the Fab Five and about how the world is trying to indoctrinate or take away. And it's not really just the Fab Five, but people in general. And so that's why, but I'm pulling a lot of what we're going to be talking about today, full transparency, from Bartlett's Stark Wisdom. AI screens don't just dull us, they strip us of struggle. All right. Spiritual reach of transcendent meaning. Experts like Daniel Amen and Terry Sosnowski on The Diary of a CEO warn, and the absence of spiritual dimension of purpose beyond pixels, brains decline, mental health fractures. Transcendency isn't woo-woo, okay? It's a neurological anchor. And there's scientific proof now. That's what we're really talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
I got some data. I love data.
You are a data man. Show me the data.
So cognitive and academic decline. Quebec longitudinal data. Each hour of TV at age 2, 7% drop in class participation, 6% decline in math by 4th grade. Let me say that again. Do you understand what that study was doing? They were taking 2-year-olds, monitoring them for each hour of TV that they watched at 2, how it affected them in school. In school, they tracked these children. Mm-hmm. Structural brain regression, brain thinning, and kids clocking 7+ hours a day on screens. 33 imaging studies. In other words, brain scans. 33 imaging studies. This doctor says he's scanned more brains than anyone in human history. Screen time impairs prefrontal and parietal development. White matter reduction in preschoolers over 1 hour a day. Attention, control, stress. EEG studies. Higher screen use equals P2, P3 amplitude. Self-control circuits flatten. They become dull. Mental health risk skyrocket with a greater than 4 hour a day. Anxiety is up by 1.45 times. Depression's up 1.65 times. ADHD up 1.21 times. Spiritual brain benefits. Religious spiritual practices lights up the brain areas tied to meaning, making, emotional regulation, and connection. Practices like prayer quiet the frontal cortex, activate reward centers. The basal ganglia mirroring stimulant-like engagement, forging resilience. So, one of my favorite subjects, I like to get theological from time to time, right? Mm-hmm. Your child's neuroplastic brain is sacred ground. Wiring synapses from empathy, perseverance, meaning. Screens lay down shallow circuits, in other words. But transcendency, faith, ritual, they create awe. They rewire the brain for resilience. Scans prove this. Science shows spiritual experiences spark neural paths that modern life numbs. That is our spiritual and neurological inheritance. Unplug and rewire it with purpose. That's what I want us to talk about today. That's what I want us to think about. And this not only applies to children, it applies to people. They talked about what got me on this episode, Steven Bartlett's episode, was because it started out about before you use ChatGPT, it hastens dementia. Well, okay, you got my attention. You know, and I mean, I use ChatGPT specifically for work, I probably need to clarify. I interact with ChatGPT. They talked about people who in AI, and my boss has been named the champion of AI for the company to try to, how as a company are we going to use AI going forward? Are we using it in sales? Are we using it in engineering? Are we using it in manufacturing? You know, how are we going to utilize AI? And so we start with the simple little stuff, right? So we started with ChatGPT and those type of, and all those really are word predictors. Huge volumes of words. It just predicts next words. That's all it really does. But it has so much data to draw from, it can create conversations. Now, what I haven't seen and what he was referencing was AI, where the AI creates an image, a quote unquote video of a person. And it was a little bit scary because I wasn't even aware this was a thing. It was a young woman seductively talking to somebody interacting with this AI. Mm-hmm. So the question was, and there has actually been already in 2025, there are people in the United States that have married an AI representation. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So that means somebody in their own minds have fallen in love. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting to me because the one thing that AI is truly missing is emotion. Mm-hmm. It can evoke emotion in someone else. It is not emotional. It's a program. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
But that's where we're at. That's all kind of scary stuff.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's why I say on social medias, you can't believe anything you read or see anymore because a lot of it is AI generated.
Yes.
And trust me, I speak with like little to no knowledge of any of this stuff that you talk about. Because like when you're saying all that right now, I'm like, how can you as a manufacturing use AI in your, I mean, we could have this conversation off air.
Right.
But the things that I see, because they will take celebrities and they are AI generated and they will talk.
Right,
and
like they're saying something
and they're
else,
not real,
them.
and it looks exactly like them.
Right.
And so they're talking and they're endorsing, different products or different or they're saying things. It's not really them.
Correct.
It is not them. And so now I'm to the point where I don't believe anything anymore.
You're right. And that's
Scary.
valid.
That's scary for people to be misrepresented in that way.
But and I've used ChatGPT, and there's a warning to that. No different than, okay, there's a study that says, guess what? Let's look at AI the way we look at this modern invention because, and I know we are older than maybe most of our listeners or some of our listeners. I didn't have my first calculator until I took a trigonometry class as a freshman in high school, right? and because they were expensive.
Right,
I mean,
right, exactly.
when I was in junior high, guess what? I had a class. They taught us how to use a slide rule. Okay, I'd be interested to share a slide rule with Big Sexy Stud, right?
Right.
I mean, now he's kind of exceptional. I could probably explain it to him, and he'd probably figure that out because he likes math.
Mm-hmm.
Math knowledge, foundational math studies have shown over the last 50 years have declined. The younger generations do not know simple math equations. Their multiplication tables, their division
Because they don't
tables,
do
because
that
they
anymore.
don't do it, right?
Right.
Everybody has a calculator for everything.
Well, no.
Now, does
but
that
they
mean
changed the math?
Well, that's another
Right.
that's another episode, really, because and you're right, and they even talked about that in this episode about how we learned, meaning the generation that's X generation. I don't even know how it goes.
Generation X.
Is it Gen Xers?
Gen
That's
Xers,
us.
yeah.
I'm a
you're still
borderline
you're
baby
boomer,
boomer. I'm a
and
baby.
I'm not.
You're the next one, whatever that is.
Right.
I think it's Gen X.
I don't know.
I don't. That's how little I pay attention to it. But whatever that is, right? We are on the.
You're on the cusp.
I'm at the very I'm a month off or a couple months off of being a baby boomer by numbers, whatever.
Right.
And
we're just
are
3 years apart.
well,
But
yeah,
I am
so
not
correct.
a boomer.
So the way we learned, all right, we learned how to spell phonetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and I didn't realize this till I was listening to this episode. They stopped teaching children to read phonetically.
Right, because they do sight words.
That's mind-boggling to me.
Well, and the math changed because they do Common Core math now. I mean, that changed when I was still working in the schools.
That's crazy.
It's just
because it makes no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense, and they don't do memorization of the
that's
time
crucial.
tables.
That's crucial because guess what? The only way things stick is by memorizing things. You know, that's why we have the liturgy, right?
Right.
It's the repetition and it's the memorization. That is crucial. And we're giving it away, and we're giving away the youth's brains in the process. And so goes the brain, so goes the heart and the body.
And part of the problem was with, I'd hear all the time how, parents aren't helping kids with their homework. No, the problem is the parents didn't know nor understand
the Common Core
math.
Sure.
They can't help them.
Right.
You needed to, and there was talk about, having a parents' night, teaching them the Common Core. Why? Let's abolish this. This is stupid. And just one girl's opinion about it, but but I do think that they're seeing the ripple effect because the math scores have just plummeted.
Correct. And that's what gets me angry. That's what gets me fired up. And this is a huge problem. And not just about our Fab Five, but it's a huge problem for the next generation even, as it could potentially be worse. And what they also talked about on Diary of a CEO is that just like the math scores have failed, if I relied on ChatGPT to write me something or do something for me, I start losing my critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. And I believe that to absolutely be true. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not, and I don't think you're saying this either. I don't want to speak for you. I'm not saying that educational system in the United States of America has changed because there was some sinister goal and plan. All right, I'm not saying that
either.
per se. However, we got here, we're here, and it's bullshit, crazy, bad, in my opinion.
Well, it all started under George W. Bush, and I don't know
I
why
understand.
that happened or changed. Whether it
right.
thought it was going to be easier or more helpful. I don't know why the change happened, but I can't believe in this amount of time
We
another
haven't
change.
figured out.
Why
Right.
we didn't go back.
So what something that popped in my head, and I don't want to be like the one sitting here saying, you know what? Oh, I'm against change. I'm against advancement. I'm not. I'm one, believe me,
Right.
I'm very open-minded. I am very for better. And that's a terrible
A
word because
betterment,
I don't
yeah.
know what, an improvement. I'm motivated in life about improvement,
Right. But
right?
like you say, you're a data's man. And if the data shows that math scores have declined, why do we stick with the same thing?
System. Yeah.
Right.
Einstein, I believe it was the one who said if we
Man,
keep
the
doing the
definition
same
of
thing,
madness
yeah,
is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
that's madness.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. And that, because we haven't changed, that supports the conspiracy theorists that it's a design, it's a plan. I mean, no different than, and look, on this episode, they talked at length about mental health and mental health with youth, the young ones. And look, it's shocking to me. And I don't know how else to put it. I was just reading earlier this morning about it named a major, large pharmaceutical company that's been in business for like 300 years. Okay. They have made like $327 billion in profits. And it listed their drugs, which was to take care of depression. Depression's rampant in this country and the world. Diabetes. Diabetes is still around. They listed all these things, and they're like,
So is it working?
you're not fixing anything. You're just, shame on the company, or not shame on the company, shame on doctors, shame on us. We're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Right.
That's madness. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No different than, so I think that's design. Okay, so who's at fault? Is it the company that's making billions and billions, and let's just crucify the company? The company's doing it because they're making money. Okay, quit giving them the money.
Mm-hmm.
There is a time and a place for most medications. A couple of these people on this panel for this episode one was a psychiatrist who was also a neuroscientist, right? He was a PhD in two fields.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about,
Smarty pants.
well, overachiever. My
And we
God,
don't like
yeah,
those kind of people.
Yeah, no. I'm lowbrow as I
We
get.
like to fly by the seat of our pants.
So it's so it's the company's fault, right? It's easy to look at the company and say, you've done this to us. Mm-hmm. We're the victims, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. That whole mentality, which is because I don't believe that's the way we were designed to be. But what the overarching, and I don't want to get ahead of myself on this episode, but the overarching thing here is a lot of shit we used to do was really good stuff, and we march away from it in the name of advancement and improvement, mm-hmm. and it's a total train wreck. Mm-hmm. And we refuse to recognize it, and we refuse to say, well, you know what? Maybe giving a kid an iPad or a TV or a computer screen or a cell phone or whatever it is, maybe we really ought to limit that. Mm-hmm. You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong with any of those things.
No.
As long as there's an oversight committee, i.e. parental intervention, parental control, making sure that there's time restrictions,
Well,
it's not a babysitter, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I know that a lot of parents that handle the situation in a lot of different ways.
correct.
And
we'll talk about that because
right.
I've got I want to talk about that
then
too.
I won't get ahead of you.
So this is what I'm saying is, you know what? Enough with the quiet whispers. That's bullshit. This is the war cry.
Mm-hmm.
This is the war cry. Crusade with me because we gotta let me cut straight to the dang chase. We have to cap screen time. Cap it.
Yeah.
Age 3 to 5, no more than 1 hour a day. No more than 1 hour a day. And when screens happen, make them sacred, relational, engaged. In other words, when you allow your child to be on a screen, interact with them on the screen as well. 1, you need to know what the hell they're looking at. And 2, you interact with them. You, parents, shocker, interact with your damn child, the one you created, the fun time.
The fun time.
Time's up. Payback. You created it. That's a mini me.
Mm-hmm.
Own it. Pour your life and soul into that mini me.
Right.
They deserve it.
And how about this? Get off your own device.
Correct. That's exactly my point when I say
not sorry.
Interact with them when they are on screen time.
Mm-hmm. Can I just interject one thing here?
Certainly.
I will say my own personal opinion. Our littlest of the Fab Five, she loves Sesame Street. I don't have anything bad to say about Sesame Street.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an educational. There's songs. It teaches cooperation. It teaches compassion. I mean, it's really, and I mean, she's one. She's in and out. She pays attention. She's on to something else. But
okay, she's broke. She can't pay for shit. But anyway, anyway, move on.
Anyways, I love Sesame Street.
Okay.
I just think I'm glad it's kind
Is
of
Sesame Street better than
Cocomelon? 1,000%.
Is it really? I thought Cocomelon was pretty good. Because they sang the songs I knew.
Yeah, they did do revised old songs that we all grew up with. Yeah. In my mind, yes, it's way better, way better.
Okay, let me jump back. So here's the next thing on our war cry to keep the world's freaking hands and fingers off of the Fab Five and this younger generation. Not just cap screen time. Spiritual practices. Prayer. Meditation. Rituals. For God's sake. Oh my God, that's so antiquated. Rituals. So white. This isn't fluff. It's fire. Emotion, regulation, connection, meaning. That is what our youth are missing.
Dinner time, at the table, no devices, no TV, no sitting around talking.
Here's another one. For our battle cry for our youth. Play in nature. Sunlight. Analog sense making. These brains, they're little brains. And soil fertilizes them. And that's what sunlight in nature does. You know what is another problem? And this is another point to the war cry. Movement, routine, and connection, prayer, and physical rhythm pair like soul and body. Demand transcendency. Schools and culture must re-embrace depth. Meaning must be louder than dopamine pops. That is the war cry to fight against this savage attack against flattening not just the youth brains, all of our brains, numbing the population. And it's happening. Mm-hmm. We see it. The doctor on the episode said that he was doctor multiple times.
Right.
And this youthful generation growing up now mm-hmm. is the most unhealthy generation in world history. But let's keep doing it. Let's keep advancing. The truth of the matter is, I'm guilty of it too. Mm-hmm. We all want to be lazy, for lack of a better term. I'm using that term loosely. We all want conveniences. No wonder diabetes is so rampant on the globe today. We have all this industrialized, mechanically produced food. Mm-hmm. I wonder, and I know this answer, but do you know what the diabetes rate is among the Amish?
Probably 0.1%.
It is huge fractions less mm-hmm. than what it is in the general population. Why?
Because they
don't
fresh.
Eat. Correct. They don't eat.
Processed.
And they have physical activity.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinner. They're stronger. Kind of the way we were designed. Mm-hmm. It just frosts me that we are so advanced in the West of the 21st century. Bullshit. Mm-hmm. We're not. We're going backwards. We're getting dumber by the day because we're lazy and we don't want to critically think and we want everything handed to us on a silver platter and we're raising mini-me's to be worse than us. Newsflash. Does anybody see a problem with this?
If they don't now, they will later.
It's not that hard. It's not that difficult in my mind. Mm-hmm. Is this too complicated to see?
No, but I think what's happening is everybody's just trying to get through a day and they're not looking at the long-term effect.
Oh, instant gratification.
Yeah. Well,
oh, yeah. Let's talk about instant gratification, right? Guess what?
Yeah.
It's just that, instant. And what does instant gratification get you? Not much.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that as a defense. I'm just trying.
No. I'm just glad you brought that up. Because you know what? And let's go back to episode 109 when we talked about the relationship between Taoism and the cross, and we talked about sexual. You know what? Men. All right. Get rid of all the youngins. Guess what? Men, train yourselves to be 2-minute chumps. Because you masturbate for 2 minutes, because you got to be in a hurry, because you got to be secretive about it and all that other. Learn to enjoy sex and you can have sex for hours. It's what you train yourself for. Put off instant gratification. Let me see. You want to improve your life? It's not about discipline. It's about what you truly want, what you really desire. How lazy do I want to be? Do I want to do this today and kind of screw tomorrow? That's what it really boils down to. This instant gratification world. Our computers are prime examples of that. Mm-hmm. I paid dearly. I paid more money for this freaking laptop I bought to run this podcast than I paid for my first couple of cars because it had to have so much memory or what, because that's how illiterate
we are.
Comes right?
To technology.
I just took what the guy at Costco said. It wasn't Costco. I don't think we bought
it.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah. Like he was the expert. Mm-hmm. He was probably washing cars the week before in a car wash somewhere. Anyway, what do I know? Because computers aren't fast enough. Why aren't computers fast enough? Oh, the images start to stutter or they slow down on my video game.
Uh-huh.
Nothing against video games. But my God.
There's a lot of grown men that are into video
And women.
games.
And women.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
not
Right,
I'm not play video game to your heart content. I've seen some okay, my grandson likes to have me watch him play Mario, all right? Because he's let me like play it once or twice and he's realized that I'm Captain Destructo and I don't last long in the game. But there's other games I've seen him. He played a game called Fortnite, I believe it was, or something. And I thought I might be able to do pretty well with that one, but he didn't let me try it. But and I'm really not because anyway. I'm not saying no. Again, balance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the balance, the yin and the yang, and St. Paul talked about balance in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I referenced that last week's episodes. But my God, are we that jacked up? Are we this lazy? Are we this dumb?
Mm-hmm.
And we're only getting dumber.
Right.
We're only getting dumber. Let that laptop, let that screen, let some screen somewhere tell me what tell me what to do.
No. Well, I think it also it encourages seclusion, right? I mean, if you're
Yes.
So there's
I don't want to
no
interact with a
social interaction,
person.
correct? Whether it be within your own home or with people outside, or just and it gets into a rut of living a life of any sort, of any kind, whether it be better, whether it be you're escaping something, it just
We are designed for connection with humanity, with people.
Mm-hmm.
And the direction we're going. I don't want to be the guy that penned the letter about the wood burning stove, right? But man, he probably wasn't that far off the mark as far as
right.
there are drawbacks. There's drawback, and I guess that's the point that I really want to make is there's drawbacks to every advancement, right? There's going to be a something. We're all fatter than we used to be. Why? Because we're less active. Why are we less active? Well, because we got to sit in front of our freaking screens. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to go talk to somebody. We would rather text them 4 words. Now we don't even use freaking words. Now we use letters. I need a freaking sheet just to tell me what the heck they're trying to explain to me or communicate to me because we can't use words.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hell in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Crusade with me is about. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's get back to what's real. What's real is connection with people, connection with the Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so antiquated. Yeah, it only worked for thousands and thousands of years, okay?
And connection with your own family. Within your 4 walls.
Yes.
Let's start there.
Yes.
And then let's go broader. But I mean, even us, just you and I this week, just tried to break the patterns of habits in our own house.
Correct.
And we just got in the car and drove to a lot. We could have walked in our neighborhood, but I'm like, let's go to the park.
Yes.
Now we kind of defeated the purpose because we got a milkshake while we walked.
To me, it was the best of both worlds.
It was the best of both worlds.
Because we walked a couple miles. We didn't harm ourselves.
Right. But
by eating the milkshake.
But was it not nice to walk in the park with a little bit of shade? I mean, we kind of live in a newer subdivision, so there's not a lot of, there's
no trees.
There's no trees, so you're walking in the sun beating down on you. But it was really kind of nice, and I always find it nice to see kids playing and the sound of kids playing and stuff. But again, the point being that we just needed to break our routine because we do after dinner kind of get in the habit of sitting on the sit and sip and scrolling through our phones. And it's like, I just kind of hit that wall of, we've got to break some habits here.
And we did it again Friday morning, which is normally after I have a little bit of a morning ritual that I've worked on for the last quite a bit, and including my daily readings and prayer time. And then
You doom scroll.
I doom scroll after I check emails, right? I check where we're at email-wise. Then I doom scroll for about a half hour to 45 minutes, and I jump up and do the 3 S's and go to work. And instead, I loved it. You said, let's have a little chat. And I said, awesome. We had a great chat. Made me late for work. Technically, when I arrive at work, that's the time I'm supposed to be there, is the way I look at it. And that's what happened.
Exactly.
And honestly, that changed my whole day. I had some stuff, and you know that, facing me that day. And that changed my mindset and my attitude. Just us connecting in thoughts and talking through some things. When I say talking through something, I'm not talking, we weren't having disagreements or fights or anything. No. We were just
having a
connecting.
Nice, being vulnerable.
Yes. Yeah,
Your
that's
words,
true. That's true.
Yeah. In fact, we had so much to say, we had to continue it.
Last night. Well, but then I was
tired. Yeah. Anyways, that's the point.
Yeah.
All of us.
But so and I want to be clear. I have no I have no people in mind. So my children, I'm not talking to you.
I know,
all right?
they're right. I know they're like,
Oh, they're yelling at me.
Yeah.
No, I'm
they
not.
did a whole podcast about us.
No, I'm not. I don't have
we
anyone
get that
in
very
mind.
often. We get that very often.
I'm not. I don't have anyone in mind. I'm talking about this from
General.
data.
Yeah.
From data. Most of the things that were said here were already said on a podcast from Steven Bartlett, who don't know you. So it's not about you. All right. I just be real clear. But that gets me kind of fired up. I'm sorry. It does. That what God created could devolve to this. That's shameful.
Right.
That is shameful. We've got to do better. One of my buddies, we could do better. And we have to do better. We have to do better for the sake of the younger generations.
Yeah.
Because we're going to make such mamby-pamby, weak-minded, they'll be able to do nothing and they will not survive.
So everybody has to say it starts with us.
Amen.
So it starts with us.
Amen.
And everybody listening, it starts with you.
Correct.
And that's how we change it.
Correct.
That was my closing thought.
All right. Well, today we laid out the data. Cold, irrefutable. We evoked higher purpose. Sacred. Neurologically essential. So the question is, will you settle for convenience, screen-fed calmness? Or will you crusade for your children's mind, for miracle wiring, for spiritual fire? This is not a podcast. It's a holy charge. Baptize your home in presence. Let meaning override instant gratification. That's where resilience is born. That's where humans thrive. So until next time, burn bright, stand fast, and crusade holy.